All right. Temur Ramp. Temur, for those new to Magic, refers to the color combination of blue, green, and red. So we have a new card in Historic Anthology 2 here. Dragonmaster Outcast. 1/1 for 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 6 or more lands, create a 5/5 dragon creature token. So we've paired this with a variety of cards that ramp up. We've got Grazer, we've got Uro, we've got Cavalier, and then the rest of this is just like pretty good Temur cards overall. Since we're splashing red for this, I added Bonecrusher Giant and Domri's Ambush as good removal. And then we've got Nissa, Hydroid Krasis at the top end of our curve. And then you'll notice here, similar to the Yarok field deck, I've got a cheeky Nexus of Fate here because in some matches that go really long, there's a real danger in these Cavalier decks of decking out. So this is kind of a free roll since we can ramp up to 7 to cast it anyways, and it can allow us to win games we wouldn't otherwise win. Hello, wife.
You, didn't really take a breath while you were getting that speech.
Yeah, I gotta hammer through it. Got a lot of words to say, and people, time is short.
Am I getting fat, chat?
There's a child in there, chat.
I'm getting fat.
You're a beautiful wife.
What's a creepy puppet?
Oh, there's a new pet. And it's a puppet. It's a puppet of a planeswalker, and it's kind of creepy.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I do. Chat bought it. Chat bought it for me. Chat's great.
It's really cold down here.
It is a little bit cold down here. You're not wrong. It's actually much.
Wasn't it supposed to be 60 degrees?
It's actually
today. Why is it so cold?
It's actually much warmer today than it usually is. I didn't use the heater today. So I don't have, the hand needs a land, but I think I'm on 26 in this deck, so I'm gonna try and keep, this might be a 27 land deck. Look at him. Look at him.
Ooh, that is a little creepy.
He makes creepy puppet noises too, if you listen.
Is it Jace?
It is Jace.
I don't know if I should feel proud that I know that, or embarrassed.
I think I'm shocking the thing, because I'm probably just stomping their face here.
I'm not fat, the baby is.
Puppet Jace needs a soul to become a real boy, and he's coming to steal yours, dig.
How are you liking the clicky keyboard?
I don't know if I should say this while Bob is in chat, but I don't know that the clicky keyboard is meaningfully different than my $10 keyboard. I would be a terrible expensive keyboard spokesperson.
Is it loud for chat?
I type pretty aggressively, so
you really do.
The old one was kind of loud too. Blasphemy. I mean, I probably won't need to throw this one away and replace it after a year and a half, like my old one. Yeah, like the $10 ones I would replace every year and a half to 2 years at most because they wear out. I bet the letters on these keys aren't gonna wear off from normal use like on the old one.
I don't know how to take that comment. Like, what does that mean?
I think we just Nissa first. Want to double up our mana? Get to do a lot more next turn if we double up this turn. What keyboard is it specifically? It's an MX Cherry, I think. Bob would know for sure. Bob sent it to me.
Baby number 3 is exceptionally kicky. Like, very much enjoys my bladder as a punching.
You'd have to wear through 4 millimeters of plastic. Well, that's good. My old keyboard is definitely like the WAS and D keys are mostly worn off. But even though I don't do much FPS these days myself, my Moto hotkeys are bound to WAS and D.
What about your arena hotkeys?
Arena hotkeys aren't customizable. because this is an incredibly release-ready piece of software. Definitely not one that was pushed out ahead of schedule to meet an arbitrary deadline.
And now you'll never be able to customize them if they do roll it out because you'll be used to where they are now.
Nah, I could probably retrain because my Moto ones are still different. Alright, so... if I take Steam Vents... oh, if I would have left Rootbound Crag up, I could have cast this here. But I didn't, so I can't. It's a little bit of a tilter.
Sorry.
I love you anyways.
It was the baby.
It was the baby? I believe you. So they're probably dead here, huh? We get to ambush this into this. Someone in chat just said this was really wholesome, so you had to show up and be a monster, huh? How's it going, 4-year-old?
Good.
Good.
We got a new game.
You got a new game? What game did you get?
Captain Toad.
Captain Toad.
Captain Toad. Is it fun?
Yeah.
We didn't play it yet.
Yeah.
What else did we get?
With the Joy-Cons.
You got new Joy-Cons too? That's exciting.
Because you can't play Mario Party without Joy-Cons, so we needed 4 of them.
Okay.
Because there's 4 of us.
So they're also playing a ramp deck, it looks like. Definitely want these strokes. Aether Gust is probably good. Bonecrusher Giant's probably one to cut, I think. Do I want Domri's Ambush here? Ambush probably kills their Nissas.
What's Mario Party?
It's a game.
I don't know what's that called.
I know, I didn't tell you that I got that one. It was on sale for Mario Day.
Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say, is it crazy to trim Grazer here? I feel like it's not. I feel like the games are gonna slow down a little bit and be more interactive post-board. Okay, have fun, dude. Thanks for visiting. Jake's school is still in session, and we've been sending him. I don't know how long that's gonna keep up for.
I think I've decided today was his last.
Today's his last day?
Yeah.
Okay. I told Christy she could decide whether or not we're sending him through the end of the week. We're very fortunate and can afford to be able to keep them home. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. Like, this is kind of a mulligan anyways, and the mana's really not that good. Dana Losi, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. So, there'll probably be more kid cameos over the coming weeks. The kids will be homeschooled by chat. Fun nougat of Hoglandian information. I was homeschooled as a child. It's part of the reason why I was able to finish my master's degree by 21. Started undergrad when I was 16. Should we have coils over melees in the side? Maybe. I don't know how much I respect those 2 decks you just listed. And, like, Aether Gust is still fine against them. And, like, worst case, you could still bring in Redcap in those matchups. No ramp in this hand, unfortunately, but can't be too picky on 5 cards. God, these basics really are gorgeous, aren't they? What is your quest, Mr. Beast? You seek the Teferi? That's exciting. This starts triggering on 6 lands or 5? 6. So a little bit off of this, but a couple more turns. That dragon token is awesome too. And it's borderless, because this is borderless. You love to see it. Oh, wait, this is gonna ramp us next turn? Sick. My body is ready to miss on this Cavalier. Definitely want a forest here. Scale of 1 to dead, where's my Dragonmaster Outcast at? Oh gosh, it flipped over Uro too. This card's so good, chat. Can we make some dragons? No. No, we cannot. Alright, I'm getting my Dragon Boy back, okay? Yarok Field was everything I wanted and so much more. All I want to do in life is sit and play Yarok Field, chat. I am super excited to add Yarok Field back to my website tonight. Is Stream Decker the extension or a website? Yes. Yes is the answer to your question.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Wow, Teferi hates fun so much he even eats outcast dragons. That's so rude. I've got Questerson, okay? Wait, deal, yeah. Yeah, there'll be dragons. Oh, yeah. Why is this ugly and bordered? Why is there... All right, chat. We must avoid making these basics creatures at all cost. Whatever this hideous amalgamation is must not ever grace my screen again. It's ruining the groove of my entire board here. Thank you, opponent. I appreciate you for killing this hideous monstrosity. Whew! Thank goodness. Ugh, vomit. I guess like we still have dragons here. They're taking my Outcast. It's feeling a little windy. It's feeling a little windy in here today. My Outcast, you can't have it, opponent. I'm kind of digging this, like, aggressive ramp deck here on our side. Little aggro ramp. Huh? I think I'm supposed to pass here, right? I kind of expect them to sweep next turn. Yeah, do we expect them to sweep? I think I'm supposed to hold Total on the Dragonmaster Outcast here. That's fair. If they're sweeping, they'd block. Are they dead? They get to take one of my things. The thing they really want to take, Okay, they have to take Questing Beast. Man, Domri's ambush is good. Red cards looking pretty okay. Are we on the bubble for Mythic now? I think we're on the bubble for Mythic, right? This latter season doesn't matter though, right? This latter season just qualifies you for a gem TQ. Yeah, so far we're 3 for 3 on decks being sweet. Non-rotating formats still in the exploration phase are wonderful, chat. They're wonderful. Just wonderful. Let's draw some cards. Yeah, we're gonna get some really big injections of cards here soon. We're gonna get over the next 6 to 8 months. We're gonna get 3 massive card injections to this format on top of new standard sets coming into it. We're gonna get historic and historic anthologies. We're gonna get Jumpstart. We're gonna get Amonkhet remastered. We're gonna get the first Pioneer dump. Gonna be a lot of fantastic things coming to here. Send a strong message here. Untapped land. Untapped land. Papi! Papi! You love to see it, chat. Humph. All right, sure. I'm gonna be honest, I can take or leave Pioneer on Arena at this point. Yeah, that's not true. Once we get Pioneer on Arena, I can fully cut Magic Online out of my schedule, which would be nice. Looking forward to this being an arena-only stream. Land, please. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man.
Now. Let's skip to the good part.
Are we dead? Might be dead.
No time for a break.
Well, I mean, if they have nothing, we have a shot here. I'm gonna concede to a counterspell or removal spell, though. Settle my wreckage, baby. Okay. Well, I mean, all things considered, I should have sent this here, right? If I'd, well, I guess they're gonna double activate it again here. Probably still dead. Historic is wonderful. Could have definitely been worse.
I'm not done yet.
Could have definitely been worse.
Thank me. No, I am not making this up as I go. Let's try this.
Picking their seal away back up. Yep. This is the second Oath of Teferi deck we've seen today. I mean, I guess I technically, like, do this and, like, double Domri's ambush this, huh? It, like, doesn't feel good, but it's the line. The new basics are gorgeous. I was worried they might look a little awkward when in play, but I think they actually did a good job of making them still look good while they're on the battlefield here. Some of like the Nyx lands especially, I really don't care for what they look like when they're in the square. And I feel like they hit a pretty good spot with these.
I'll protect you. Here goes nothing.
They do look awful with this, huh? Alright, I'm gonna go to the next one here. 28, 26 lands later, as they say. Extra questing beast, trim some grazers, seems fine. I think a matchup like this is probably pretty reasonable for us on average. We just like stumbled and died there pretty hard. There's 26 lands in here. Yeah, Percy, decks that generate a lot of card advantage tend to mulligan better, right? Like if you start down cards, you actually have a chance to make them up. Yeah, I thought about building it that way too, Benson. That was the other direction I could have built in. You'll notice I do have Lovestruck Beast on my sideboard. I think that's a really good observation. I think you could definitely just like take the Temur Adventure Shell from Standard and shove 4 Outcasts into it. Because you're totally right. That deck puts a lot of lands into play most games. And sometimes that archetype, like, struggles to actually close the game out. So, like, having another finisher doesn't seem unreasonable. Hitting our 4th land guaranteed sounds wonderful. Play a little Drago here. Hopefully we hit 5 on 5 as well. Got the one Arboreal Grazer. Divine Arrow. Yeah, we had someone play this card on us in Standard. Seems super reasonable. Swish. Swish. I'm gonna lean on this. As opposed to this. This gets vetoed. And now they tapped out, and we get to stick Nissa. Making sure not to animate the forest because it becomes very ugly if we animate it. He says, I should have untapped Sulfur Falls there so I could have a stroke. Yeah, whatever. I should probably have some disenchants in my deck. My lack of disenchants is probably wrong. Some naturalizes, maybe some should put some like Thrashing Brontodons in the sideboard. That's probably the play. Cindervines isn't a bad suggestion. Hey chat, remember that cheeky Nexus of Fate? It randomly steals you games too. What if you didn't have a chance to untap and do something? Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Yeah, Cindervines actually sounds great. Well, let's draw some lands, huh? I'd be super fine with Nexus being restricted. All the decks I played had just want one. Just one Nexus of Fate to, you know, deck out. Yes, it is the one where a creature is being caught by Oketra's arrow, flying creature, even though Oketra doesn't have reach. Something for those. They're leaving this in play so it can lock me out of, what's it called? Not attacking this into the arrow, not attacking it into a seal away again. Wanted to deal 1 damage here so they couldn't downtick this a second time for free. So they're gonna get to leave up Divine Arrow here, but I unless they have a veto or stroke, I will get to Nissa here, which is great. They're Nar setting, really? They're looking for a counterspell for my 5-drop then? I suppose one awkward thing is here is this means my land's going to die. I think it's optimal to target this one and make it ugly, unfortunately. I'm sorry, beautiful basic. You deserve better than this. You could maybe make an argument to not attack with this here because we know about Divine Arrow, but there's also an argument that attacking is correct because if I don't attack and they untap and shatter me, that's also not great. Does it feel like matches are lower stakes on their non-rotating formats, more Timmy decks? I mean, you can't gamble on demand in this format currently, that's correct, because Magic Arena doesn't allow you to gamble on demand, but I also think the one mindset that I am very adamantly is untrue that players like to push is that I think it's nonsense to imply that because players are able to gamble while they play, it makes formats inherently more competitive. I think I'm supposed to potentially lose Dragonmaster Outcast here to a thing to guarantee take Ugin off the table. Yeah. in my experience, people who make the argument if you can gamble while playing, it's more competitive, those people are just looking to make themselves feel smarter. Because if being willing to gamble makes you more competitive and they're willing to gamble, therefore they're more competitive. So like it's a self-serving label. They're only putting that label there because it builds them up and allows them to tear other people down. All right, Cavalier milling into Uro here could be the juice we need to stay in this game, especially with the Domri's ambush to help us pressure the Teferi out. Yeah, Cindervines would be stellar here, and it's a card that'll be good in other places too. So some Cindervines definitely sounds great.
This might be a bad idea.
So they'll pop up some kind of blocker here probably, and then we'll Uro into Domri's ambush. Sure. Actually, do I do this into Domri's ambush? This is a little bit more mana efficient. They don't have a counterspell or a removal spell here. We could be in an okay spot. Oh, they had anti-support to Arena asking the real questions.
We need to move quickly. Trust me, I have a plan.
Probably dead to Narset. Narset just like turns off any other interaction here. Like our catch-up mechanics just get turned off in the face of this, right? Hey, Prince Tay, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. What is your quest? I would like to die to settle the wreckage. Alright, let's go ahead and take a peekaboo here. Add some Cindervines to the board. I have a lot of anti-aggro cards on my board. I have like Redcap and Questing Beast and like Flame Sweep. Trying to fit 3 of these in here. Let's give this a go. Pop back on into another match here, shall we? Yarok Field today was awesome. It is easily one of my favorite decks of all time, and it continued to live up to that today. Excited to add that one back to the website. Already have artwork done up for it. Yeah, Yarok Field was the first deck we played today, and it was re-added to the deck queue, and it'll probably be the first deck we play again tomorrow. Hey, Perks Alert. Thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. Yes, yeah, we got to add some Uros to Yarok Field. Very, very clean addition that integrates in a couple different ways. Helps you ramp into Field of the Dead. Also double triggers with Uro, or with Yarok. Perfect. Would love to draw an untapped land next turn so we can Hydroid Krasis, draw 2. Hopefully they play like a Planeswalker here and we can just Westerson punch it. Land? Part of me kind of hopes they shatter us next turn so that way we draw a card and have a better chance to Hydroid Krasis for 4. Just like, what if... Yep, okay, so they're playing fires. Are they Cavalier fires or... I feel like Drawn could go either way. I don't feel like Drawn's indicative of what type of fires build they're playing. Any Virulent Plagues about. We did not play against any Virulent Plagues. However, Yarok did gain Maelstrom Pulse as a playable card. So like you just get to board in Maelstrom Pulse and Assassin's Trophy against every black deck. And like those are just like good cards that also kill Plague. Scale of 1 to dead. Where's my board at here? Time Wipe is super unfortunate. Time Wipe's probably indicative that they're a Cavalier build. Really? Okay. That kind of surprises me. Yeah, we've played Underworld Breach and Historic. You can find it on my website and my YouTube channel. Feeling kind of dead. Yeah, missing that 6th land has just been brutal so far today in this build. It's not bad. Not been a good scene. Gust sounds good. Cindervines probably fine. Grazer. Grazer's a card that you want to trim against... You want to trim against control decks usually. Questerson comes in. While this card does accelerate us, it is technically card disadvantage. We're spending a card to play an extra mana out of our hand, which I think makes this not good enough in matches like this. I think Redcap's just worse than Domri's Ambush. I'm playing 26, which might be one light. It might be right to like trim the 4th Grazer and play a 27th land, or like trim the 4th Outcast. Could see that being a reasonable conclusion. Yeah, there's a few things to do with Knight of the Reliquary in this format for sure. Well, feel like that's a catch and release. Man, where are my lands at, chat? All right, 3-lander, keep it. I think Grazer should be a mana dork. Maybe, so like, I thought about just playing Land War Elves, but like, Elf doesn't assist with Dragonmaster Outcast, and like, maybe that's just being too much of a slave to my theme. Like, that could definitely be like me playing a worse card because I want to try and enable my card that's already good, so I could see that. I don't know, I kind of think just like playing 27 lands in my ramp deck's not unreasonable either. I could play like a castle. Could play a blue castle. We triggered Outcast in one of the matches so far, and we won, or 2 games in 1 match, and we won. We won both those games, believe it or not. You want Leonin Arbiter? That comment feels like an attack on me personally, Beansy, so I'm gonna have to give you a timeout for it. I would keep your child home, K-Trojan. Today's probably the last day we're sending Jake. We're sending Jake to kindergarten. Until things get sorted a little bit better than they are now. Ohio closed all schools for 3 weeks. Good. The reality is the United States in total has run as many COVID tests as South Korea has been running per day. COVID-19 is likely present in every community in the United States of any somewhat large size at this point. They're just not running an appropriate number of tests to know that. If you're someone who is fortunate enough to be able to take a step back, you're someone who has a job that affords you that. I know not everybody can do that, but the less people that are out, the less bad it will be for people who have to be out. I read that stat on Twitter, so it has to be true, right? Because that's how this works. If I read a stat on Twitter and it conforms to my worldview, won't your kid be held back? It's kindergarten. So your university is shutting down, but the affiliated daycare is not. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can't afford to not have that. I think I just let this resolve, right? And I want to save this for something else.
Feel the heat of my flames.
I think I just ambushed the token. I think I ambushed the token and saved this for like a Clarion. Yeah, and you're not alone in that position, Toastmaster.
I will consume you.
So I have 6 mana. I could play this. I think I'm just passing with Gust Up. If they have like another time wipe, Nissa gets a bunch of lands out of my deck, and then I can Hydroid Krasis. Feels bad, man. It is. Oh, that's a good. Was that a good draw? Wait, why is it ugly when Nissa gets it out of my deck? What? No, no, Arena, no, no. Why? Oh no. All right, 8, 12. I think I'm just supposed to cast this right away before they narset me. This is by far the worst bug Arena has ever had. That's unacceptable. I think it's because it put the text indestructible on it. I think it's when it adds text to the card, it puts it into this frame. Also, what is that set symbol? Is that the set symbol for that set? That's the unsanctioned set symbol? Okay. It's kind of quirky. Oh no! Please don't reset my Hydroid Krasis. Oh look, now they're playing Hearthstone. That's exciting. So they're dead, right? We do this into this. Into this. Yeah, they can't play any more spells this turn. Nice deck. I think I'm happy with how I board it. Let's run it back. God bless Hydroid Krasis, its ability to dumpster control decks. What's clock damage yet? Not anything relevant. These games haven't been that long. This whole set's only been 46 minutes. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Arcane. Yeah, I mean, the core of what we have is just like a decent ramp deck, right? We have like a cheap, efficient payoff, and then like a little bit of removal mixed in as well. Utility land, historic anthology. Well, they added Psycho lands this set, Bob. I think between Psycho lands and castles, I actually kind of like where the lands are at in this format now. Green source is great here. Hey, Jack, thanks for the 42 months and for the tier 3 at that. Hope you're staying safe out on the left coast. Ooh, Innistrad style utility lands would be great. Love me some Gavany Township. Oh yeah, when we get Amonkhet Remastered, will bring the dual cycling lands with it. In my time zone for the week. Stay safe while traveling. So I think we just Cavalier here. I have plenty of blue. Let's get another red. Yeah, so basically for people that haven't seen remastered sets before, what a remastered set is, it'll include cards from both Amonkhet and the sister set that was paired with that in a 2-set pair. And then it will, past including cards from that other set, it'll also like skip over things that are largely just draft chaff and focus on things that are constructed playable. This next turn's about to be really good for us. So they get to do whatever, but they're currently playing Hearthstone, so they're not going to be able to do stuff on our turn. We get to Questerson, ambush the Bonecrusher, hit them for 5, kill their 5 mana Teferi. I'm like, it's going to eventually pop up with this, but oh, I guess if they did, they wouldn't have to do all of the, yeah, Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, that's their set name. So yeah, so it'll include cards from both of those sets, and mostly focus on ones that are likely to be playable. Hey, DMGG, thanks for the 18 months. Narset, super unfortunate. Really want to draw Questing Beast, so this can draw cards still. Oh, prison cards suck. Hey, at least that lets us kill Narset, huh? Oh, no! Oh, this costed 4. Oh, that's so awkward. That's a huge miss. Prison cards suck. No, April, I actually saw this take from you, I think, at one point. One-sided prison cards suck. If these cards were symmetrical, they would be so much more reasonable. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Turtle Man. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, I think I'm done here. Couldn't you Uros and then Domri's ambush while the card was on the stack? Unfortunately, Magic the Gathering Arena doesn't let me cheat and respond with sorcery speed cards. It's one of the poor things about the client. Cuts out the whole cheating angle. Yeah, April, I saw your tweet about only playing against Field of the Dead. We've been playing Historic for 5.5 hours, and I've played against zero Field of the Dead today. Opposing fields. We played Field a bunch ourselves, but we haven't played against Field at all. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan this? I don't know. I'm pretty much like to keep things that just like have lands and spells. Immediately used into Field. I mean, I would like to play against Field. All the decks I've built today include sideboard cards and some main deck selections even with Field of the Dead in mind. Yeah, we're actually gonna play Naya Feather up next, and I put a couple of Flame Sweeps in the sideboard, because that's what we did when it was standard legal. Yes, yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Rain Spider. That's what Illinois State University in the town where I live, they added another week of spring break, and then in addition to adding a week of spring break, they're also making all classes be digital for the next until like April, I believe. Iowa colleges went digital. Yeah, most universities seem to be going to digital only, which is good. It's a good decision. Can I ask where I attended college? I actually went to graduate school at Illinois State University in the town where I live. I originally grew up in the Chicagoland area, and Christy and I moved down here so I could go to grad school there, and then we ended up staying when she got a job. And then before Illinois State for my master's degree, I went to a small state school called Governor State on the south side of Chicago. Where did I meet Christy? Christy and I met through Boy Scouts of America's venturing program. It's a co-ed program for People ages 14 to 21.
I'm no time for a break.
We met through that and then disconnected for a little bit and then reconnected in college. I love Field of the Dead, so I'm super biased when I say I'm really enjoying this format.
No more games.
Loyola, yep. Yeah, I had a bunch of friends that went to DePaul, which is right up around there too.
Keep up the pace.
I have no idea, Varchild. I haven't played any of the ramp decks in Standard. Wolf, governor of PA, closed all public schools, and they're closing gyms, entertainment venues, and community centers. God, gyms have to be disgusting, right? I saw a tweet. About poker tables too the other day, and poker tables have to be gross. Someone said Ohio was closing all the schools as well. I think I'm gonna Nexus here as bait. I feel like if they have a counterspell, they might counter this. And like, I don't really care if this gets countered.
Let's skip to the good part.
You work at a drinking water plant, and my boss said that even if all three of us operators get the virus, we still have to go and work. I hope you reported your boss anonymously. If you haven't, I'd encourage you to do so now. I don't know where you report them to, but that's got to be reportable somewhere, right? All right, so do I assume they have another counterspell? I think I'm supposed to do this. Yep. Okay, so next turn, we'll get to play Cavalier of Thorns as potential bait, and then jam Questing Beast if they bite on that, and Questing Beast might be able to beat Teferi here. Asinine Panda, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Great, and then fingers crossed they don't have a third absorb here. Okay, sweet. So we're behind, but we're taking their Planeswalker out of play. So if we can, like, peel another Hydroid Krasis, we might be okay. Maybe. They have a Search for Azcanta here, which is also going to bury us.
Sorry I'm late. Trust me, I have a plan.
Feels dead man. We got like one draw step and a Hydroid Krasis here, and they're not tucking in Questing Beast, which implies they have another answer to it. Yeah, that one resolves.
Time for plan B. As soon
Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Oh, do 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 do, do 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 do. I mean, in the defense of some places, at least, I suppose, what we're currently going through, nationally, globally, whatever, it's kind of unprecedented, right? Like, it's hard to say, like, people should be prepared for a situation like this because, like, this is, like, pretty far outside the norm, right? As someone who, like, doesn't really pay attention and isn't that old, when was the last time the WHO declared something a pandemic? Has that happened before in my lifetime? In anyone's lifetime?
Show remorse. I'll hurry.
Was swine flu considered that? Those are all way less transmittable though, right? HIV is considered one. I guess like I understand that that's really bad, but that feels like a whole different class, right? H1N1 was more transmittable but less fatal. Okay. 2009, I definitely wasn't paying nearly as much attention then. 2009, H1N1 was considered a pandemic. Yeah, I don't remember any of that. I was 18 in 2009. I definitely don't remember adjusting anything like people are doing today. In 2009, the WHO and the US CDC stopped counting cases and declared the outbreak a pandemic. Okay.
I'll protect you.
Are we done here? I feel like we're done here. Yeah, I definitely didn't have any responsibilities or had much care for myself or others at 18. Like, feeling immortal is a good... Wait, look at that! We have grindy cards in my deck. That's exciting. There was no social media in 2009. Speak of... That's not true! My Twitter account existed in 2009. I joined in November of 2008. And I'm pretty sure my Twitter account came after my Facebook account. Oh, no! Could I have paid if I played the land? Oh no! I could have paid the 11th mana if I played the land, chat! We have 5, and we have 10, and we have 11! Oh no! Oh no! I'm just gonna play it and let them know that I messed up before we concede. I'm just gonna put it into play and just like let them know that between you and me, that I messed that up. Mistakes were made, opponent. Mistakes. The post days land drop of shame. I am too intimately familiar with. We'll get my 2-drop dazed on turn 3. Oh yeah, play my land, go. Oh. If they had absorb, my Uro would have gone to my graveyard drunk. Yeah, social media is way older. Agree. And I didn't even have one of the first Facebook accounts. Like, I wasn't in college when Facebook came out, so, like, you had to have an EDU address at one point to get an account. Yeah, this really isn't a Lovestruck Beast deck, though, Wargy. I don't know. So, something to kind of think about is there a meaningful reason to play a ramp deck like what this deck is doing that's not Field of the Dead at this point? Like, is this style of Cavalier ramp deck with Nissa kind of obsolete in a format where Field is legal? Yeah, I think so, right? I think Field might just be a lot better. I did a lot of open source stuff for a long time, Dannon. So, like, one of the projects I helped maintain, we didn't close down our IRC support channel and move to Discord until, like, 2 years ago. Used IRC for a long, long time. MySpace auto-played awful embedded music back in 2005. I'm just saying, Beetle, that you and the other crowns, you would probably be in my top 8. Yeah, when people would, like, you'd actually, like, customize, you'd spend, like, hours customizing the HTML on your MySpace page, getting it exactly sweet, and nobody wanted to move to Facebook because Facebook didn't let you customize your profile page. Ah, internet nostalgia. What about Field plus Outcast? I mean, if you have Field of the Dead, why do you need Dragonmaster Outcast? I guess we're just cantripping this. Hoping to hit a land drop. To win more, obviously. Okay. At least you understand. I really like Facebook Messenger from a convenience standpoint. Chat heads really just can't be beat on mobile communication, in my opinion. But I don't have. You can actually disable your Facebook profile, but keep Messenger active, which is what I ended up doing. Reckless, thanks for the biddies. Happy to play more Yarok. That deck's wonderful. I'd be kind of surprised, April, if even with that curve, the field decks can keep up with the good aggro decks in the format. Facebook Messenger is like how my friend group and I mainly communicate. How Christy and I communicate too most of the time. Prof. Dr. Mr. P, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'll show restraint. Sure.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
NCAA tournaments are canceled now. Yeah, someone else mentioned that. Maybe I'm supposed to stomp this so I could hold up stroke here. Seems possible.
Let's try this.
See, I actually think, Cube, that with the advent, super punished for not holding this up, with the advent of Dream Trawler, the control matchup might be a lot closer for Field than it once was. I feel like. Do you want to tuck in my Outcast? If they tuck in Outcast, we can stomp this. The answer to how you get most things in Magic the Gathering Arena is with the most powerful card in Magic, your credit card. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. We're living through history, chat. Those of us that survive will have quite the story to tell. I personally hope that when I get to someday reflect on the events that are currently occurring, when I tell my grandkids, I'll start the story with something like, so the beginning of the end for the GOP was when. Hopefully that's how I'll get to start this story someday. That would be nice. I could dream, right? So discard 2 unless they discard an enchantment here. You have to drop Dragonmaster Outcast plus Bonecrusher Giant plus Hold Up Stroke. Wow, we had another record-setting drop today for the Dow. Trump really does have the biggest and the best everything, doesn't he? He's so good at his job, chat. We wouldn't have the biggest and the best things here in America if it wasn't for Mr. Trump. Biggest market drops like you wouldn't believe. Well, you know, this at least puts enough cards in my bin for Uro to come back, and we get to draw a card here, so. And we have Cindervines slowly ticking away at them too here. Cindervines really impressive so far in this game, huh? Feeling pretty good. The economy will suffer, but we need to make sacrifices to help each other. There's some real actual leadership for you. Was that a good draw, chat?
Strange and magnificent world. Behold, nature's
Yeah, anyone getting ready to retire is about to get real hosed. Feel bad for those folks, so long as they didn't vote for the current administration. I think I'm gonna leave Krasis in here. I'm gonna get rid of the other Uro. Now, they might exile this Uro I have. Leave Krasis in Uro. That's a good one. Feels like this one's on lock. Today's been great, like Amash. We're 3 for 3 on pretty reasonable decks so far.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Yeah, not all of them, though, Grey Wolf. A significant number, but not all of them.
I've got time.
Scale of 1 to dead, what are we looking at here? Pretty happy with how I boarded. Let's run it back. They did just burn $1.5 trillion. Uro is very good in Yarok Field, you're not wrong. They give $1 million to me, they would barely notice, right? What if we just took 1.5 trillion and like cut it up by the number of Americans in the country and just like doled it out? What would that come out to per person? What's 1.5 trillion divided by the number of American citizens? It's about 1,500 bucks, 40 bucks. Those are two very different numbers. Look, I love peak Twitch chat is asking that question and then immediately getting 3 different answers. I guess it depends on who you Google. Like what? Yeah, like are you doing it 18 and over, etc. It's a good question. I don't mulligan this with no red mana. This isn't amazing, but fine. Let's bottom Bonecrusher. I'm excited for them to play 3 mana Teferi and for these Disdainful Strokes to be rendered useless. Devils, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm going to hold back the second Outcast here. There's no reason to play another one out into a sweeper. I'd also have to shock to hold up Disdainful Stroke, and that's pretty telling. So I'd rather just hang tight, I think. Look, I'm an astronaut, doctor, lawyer with no PhD in math, and you can trust it's actually $420.69. Oh, I needed that today. Yes, $4,000 per person is enough to pay most mortgages and rents for a few months. It's 1.5 trillion into 350 million. Why would you give money to people? Won't you please think of the corporations? Won't somebody please think of the corporations? All right, let's draw a breeding pool here, shall we? Well, I mean, that's what what's it called? Japan did, right? Japan, like, basically rolled out UBI. Untapped land. Untapped land. That's probably the game. I feel like if we'd have stuck the land there, we'd have been well off. And part of the reason why I jammed was because if they shattered, I'd get 2 draws. But like here, they get to start counterspelling me now. Like now they get to like absorb and Disdainful Stroke me out of the game. Yeah. It's a big difference hitting this turn versus hitting the prior turn. Like now they go land thing. Okay. All right, land here is actually very good because it means I get to do this. And then I get to shock this in, untap this, ambush this, smack them for 4. Okay, this worked out. They didn't Teferi me. And this is a 4/4 now, which means when they eventually shatter, I'm going to get to draw a card again, which is wonderful. Lol, Nexus of Fate. Lol, Nexus of Fate. This card's so stupid. It's been a while, chat. I've forgotten what that card is like. It's just like, oh yeah, the cheeky Nexus is just like, lol Nexus. I don't know. So like one of the questions we asked while playing the set was, is this worse than just playing Field of the Dead? And I don't know is the answer. It's doing something that's a little bit different. I'm not sure if it's different good or different bad. I feel like after playing, I kind of want a 27th land. We lose way more games to not having enough lands than to having too many. So I think I'd cut a Grazer and add a Castle Vantress here as a utility land. Seems fine. Dragonmaster Outcast was genuinely good at a couple of points against the control decks. Having this kind of must-answer threat that slips in at just 1 mana is big game. Questing Beast is just absurd in this format. Not only are there a lot of Planeswalker decks that we've been playing against, but with Field of the Dead back in town, this is a good way to punch through extra damage and close games out. So definitely going to want to be stocking up on your Questersons again in this format if you got some green mana in your deck. At any rate, that's going to wrap up this deck for the day, but don't go anywhere just yet because we've got one more deck list coming up here today before we call it a day. Running a little bit late today since I started late, since the patch came up late. So we're going to play some Naya Feather here to wrap things out. I'm going to go ahead and hit a quick ad roll while I get the client restarted and everything flipped over. When we get back, we're going to be playing some Feather Redeemed. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.